Hurry up and drop a like on the video in the next 5 seconds to have the secret redacted bunker open and be revealed. Also, check out my caffeine.tv live stream in the link below. I'll be live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there, and maybe you can even win a free skin gift. I give them out all the time. So today, of course, we're going to be covering the Fortnite storyline per usual around here, and interesting developments I've found courtesy of you guys through Twitter and in my comment section. But first, I want to show you guys the absolute best theory I've ever seen from Aqua, and they say my theory is Shrek will take over and everyone will turn into small, smelly ogres. Really?
What are you doing in my swamp?
Also, what about this one from Captain Memes? The flopper is innocent. He is just a fish. No, sir, he is not. He deserves the death penalty. In all seriousness, I got a lot of comments on my last video talking specifically about the mirror that I showed towards the end of the video. I'll show it again for you here, but if you missed that one, I would recommend checking that out to get a little bit of a background on what I'm talking about here in this video. So on the yacht, you can see this mirror, which appears to have some sort of landmark, maybe some sort of hill being reflected in it. Now, I don't know if this means anything at all, but it very well could, considering Epic Games and their love for Easter eggs like this. So I got a comment that said, in that mirror, it looks like the big mountain right above the right side of Pleasant Park. That is from Nyasha Francis. I took the liberty of going to that location and checking it out for myself, and as you can see, I would say it's probably similar, but I don't know if I would say exactly the same, although I guess it is a possibility. Something that makes me think this might not be it is the fact that in the mirror there does appear to be like snow on a mountainside, and I'm not exactly sure where that's coming from, but I would say at the very least, this could potentially be what it's referencing, and if so, is it possible there could be some change coming to this location on the map at some point this season? Now, here's something unbelievably interesting. I had multiple people comment on my last video that in the mirror, the reflection looked like, to them, Lucky Landing from last chapter. You guys all know that Chinese location that was put in for the Chinese New Year. It was in the southern part of the map, and it had that giant pink tree in the middle, so I don't know, I guess I can see some resemblance. I wouldn't say it looks identical, but I will say it's strange how I had multiple people comment that same thing, so I think it's worth mentioning that for that reason alone. It would not surprise me at all if it turns out to be Lucky Landing, because there's already been so many references all throughout this season so far to last chapter, and if you want to get more into detail on that, you should check out my video from yesterday where I kind of broke all of that down. So still on the topic of the mirror, I got this comment talking about it on my last video from Io, who says, I have a theory that the mountain is in the same direction of the giant mountain from season 1. Well, that's not just a theory, it's a fact. I mean, if you look at where the yacht is situated, it's in the northeastern corner of the map, and if you're taking a look at that window, you're looking directly east, which, if this were on the old map, would be looking right at those giant mountains that were off in the distance. So, what does this mean? I mean, it's possible that the window's reflection could be showing us those mountains off in the distance, as you can see right here, that were visible on the old map back in Chapter 1. Now, again, don't know why that would be, but all I know is all these different possibilities and things that we know for a fact have already happened are pointing back to last season, and like I've said and mentioned before, there are lots of references to last season all throughout this season so far, so it makes me believe there's gonna be something from the past resurfacing up here again in Season 2 of Chapter 2. Here is yet another comment I got on my last video, this time from Carlos. He says, is it me or is the bunker being attacked? It has scratch marks on it and the door looks pushed a little. It could just be me, but I never noticed it before. So the second I read that comment, I jumped into replay mode, went up to the bunker and inspected it for myself. As you can see, there does appear to be different scratch marks all around it, and I don't know so much about it being pushed in, but there definitely are marks on the bunker. We don't really know what those are, so my first instinct was go back to last season, find an image of the bunker, and see if it has changed whatsoever. So I went back to my last video that I made on the bunker back in Chapter 1, Season 1, and sure enough, it is the exact same. It does not look like it has been changed or attacked or whatsoever, but that doesn't mean nothing's gonna happen with this bunker. Like I just pointed out in my last video, and again, if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out, there appears to be what sounds like a siren going on, or a faint whistling or something coming from that redacted location that you can hear over the course of the match. So if that's not a hint, I don't know what is, and I would suspect something would be happening with that area sometime this season, although we thought that last season too, and we were wrong. Next up, we've got a really interesting theory from my boy Nova Equalizer, aka XB Steve, and he says, regarding the potential of the Season 4 heroes returning, the only problem with that idea is that they were never real, they were just in a movie. But after some thought, I realized something. Chaos Agent and The Final Reckoning started out as a movie as well. Based on this knowledge, that means that with the power of the 0 point, it made certain things into a reality. If Chaos Agent could be made real, who's to say this won't happen to the Season 4 movie as well? So just a bit of backstory, I bet a lot of you guys already know this, but back in Season 4, the theme was heroes versus villains, and all throughout the loading screens, all throughout the season, you saw heroes and villains such as Carbide, Omega, Flytrap, Venturion. The list goes on, but you saw these heroes fighting, and over the course of the season, it was determined that this wasn't actually a real fight, but rather just a set for a movie they were producing. So at the end of the season, things were looking like they were just in a movie and none of that was actually real. Fast forward until we get Gotham City in Season X that replaced Tilted Towers. There was a poster there that said The Final Reckoning, and it had none other than the Chaos Agent right there on it. So it's definitely very interesting because around the map back in Season 4, there were also posters of Carbide and Omega advertising the movie. And none of that was actually real, at least up to this point that we know of. And a couple seasons ago, we got this poster that looked very similar for a movie that had Chaos Agent on it. And sure enough, Chaos Agent became a relatively decent-sized part of the storyline in Chapter 1, Season 1, and probably still figures to do the same later in this season. It's been speculated for a while that somehow Chaos Agent is behind the redacted bunker. So based on the evidence that we have of Chaos Agent's movie, turning him into like a real person for the storyline, who's to say, just like XB Steve said, that the heroes could return in a very similar fashion, especially considering when you look at all of the facts that point toward the heroes and the villains possibly coming back to the game. You take a look at this, which I showed in yesterday's video, which shows the logo for the heroes being in one of the teasers if you rearrange the fragments that were on it. You also take a look at this image, which is actually at the new oil rig on the map. You see there is a uniform there for Venturion. All of his pieces of armor and equipment are hanging up on a rack. Now, on the table to the left of that, you can actually see the head of the Moisty Merman. Now, he wasn't actually like a hero. I mean, I don't know if he was or not. He was featured in some of those loading screens, and more importantly, he came out in Season 4. And if you take a look at the description of the Moisty Merman outfit, it says, "From the moisty depths of the backlot of Studio B." So again, referencing the movie. And here's something else to consider. As we know, there are two factions, two different agencies in the game right now for the season, Shadow and Ghost. Ghost is good, Shadow is bad. Now, we don't know what they're fighting over, we don't know why they've infiltrated the map, but all I know is things could very easily go wrong. There could be some giant fight or conflict that needs, like, someone needs to interject in and step in to help. And that could be the heroes, man. The heroes from the posters from Season 4 could be coming back. I don't know why else there would be that in the teaser, why else this new spot in the oil rig would have Moisty Merman and Venturion. And here's something else that I'm not sure if anyone else has pointed out either. Just the very fact that there is a good side versus a bad side this season may be an Easter egg and a play on itself right there. There are already good and bad people fighting. Who's to say other people couldn't just show up and start joining the fight? Maybe the villains could take the side of Shadow, the good guys could help the Ghost Agency, and that could kind of help expand on everything and expand our knowledge of who these guys are, why they're here, and what they're fighting over, because ultimately that's the question we're going to be asking over the entire course of the season. It's crazy when I keep digging further and further into it how many teasers there are either in the game, in the trailer, or in the Battle Pass that directly hint to Season 4 specifically. And of course, that's the season where the heroes and the villains were fighting. So I'm really excited to see what happens. If you guys have any information whatsoever, big or small, it doesn't matter, that you think could help us uncover some of the storyline, and help us figure some stuff out. Make sure you either leave it in the comments section. I'm going to be trying my best to respond to as many as possible. Send me a tweet, come to my streams. In my streams, I always like to take your theories and give you my responses in real time, kind of have a Q&A with you guys. And speaking of my streams, you should definitely check me out on caffeine.tv. I'm going to be live tomorrow, Wednesday, the 26th of February at 5 p.m. Eastern. So come on by. You'll have your chance to add me as a friend on Epic. You'll have your chance to play in a game with me. You'll have a chance to get a gift, get some V-Bucks. We do all sorts of different gifting mini games over there. Trust me, it's a ton of fun. If you're not on my streams, you're definitely missing out. We always have a great time. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, whenever and wherever you're watching. And until next time, I'll see you later, and peace out.